given the recent last few days, we're honored actually today because we're joined by current Major League Baseball relief pitcher and current fucking Oriole, Bryan Baker. Hey, Bryan, what's up? How you doing, Bryan? Talk about a shit.
No. This really only hits if you're on the video.
I know. I'm sorry for the
it's
audio.
Way
listeners.
better. I'm not even gonna apologize to the audio people. Just go watch the video. It's way better.
It's beautiful, man. Bryan Baker's so with us today. And Camden Yards as a whole. So how are we doing, guys?
If you are on the audio, Konnor's just got a garbage bag. And that is such a perfect intro. I'm not even gonna knock you for it. That's great. Now, I want to start off this episode. We're just gonna take a nice deep breath. Just because there's a lot of I got a lot built up right now. Just on this whole I just got a lot to say about the Orioles. And yeah, I don't really know where to start. But so there's this trash ass team down in Baltimore.
We know where to start.
I know where I don't want to. Do we start with him though, or can we do? Fuck it. We're starting with Bryan Baker.
We're starting with the Orioles series. But we haven't done it.
We're definitely starting with Orioles. We're not even starting with games 1 and 2 because they don't matter yet. We're starting with fucking Bryan Baker.
Yes, you shit bit.
Oh my! I've never seen such a mid-ass pitcher brag so much about only allowing 1 run in an inning for starters.
Mm-hmm. Like and a home run the day before to a guy you should.
No home run to the guy you're talking shit to. Not just anyone. The guy you're yammering at is the guy that took you deep to dead center yesterday.
And this is the same guy. Granted, you got the double play out of it. That didn't end the fucking inning. They scored a run. We scored a run off of that, Bryan.
Yeah. Congratulations on limiting the damage to just 1, despite the fact that you got tattooed by Bo Bichette and another Kirk hit because it's what he's been doing lately.
Bryan Baker, how's it feel that you didn't make the Blue Jays 2021 bullpen?
You literally didn't make that was the worst part of our team, and you couldn't even make that.
Nope, you had 1 inning.
Awful. Bryan Baker, just for fun on Bryan Baker. Bryan Baker has a 5.40 ERA against the Toronto Blue Jays in his career, which is technically this year because he's not good.
That's crazy.
5.40. He stinks. He's not good. He throws 100 miles an hour. Super cool. Whatever. I didn't mind Bryan Baker for a bit. I'm like, good for you, getting out, doing your thing.
He wasn't even
sticking to the man.
He wasn't throwing 100 with us.
No,
that's the thing. He
wasn't. He doesn't even throw 100 this year. He's like a 96, 97 guy. But every time he plays the Jays, he just decides I'm going to throw as hard as I can. Can't hit the broadside of a barn, but he's going to throw as hard as he can. It's embarrassing. The fact that he was out there chirping in a game you just lost. You got swept in a doubleheader the day before. You gave up a home run in that one, and you gave up a run in the inning that you're running your mouth in.
Yeah, Bryan, pitch a scoreless inning and then maybe talk shit.
Oh my God, just brutal. But I've mentioned this on the podcast before too, and I kind of forgot about it. I hate the Baltimore Orioles. Hate them with a burning passion, and I've have for years.
I've joined you now.
Everyone was all over they're this team you want to cheer for because fuck them. Fuck their fan base. Fuck their team, their organization. No.
Yeah. I like to quote unquote like to cheer for them just because it was funny when they beat the Yankees.
But the Yankees are at the top of my list all the time. The Orioles will never pass the Yankees, mostly because they're never good. They're never going to be the New York. And then all of a sudden,
I was neutral as fuck on the Orioles this year, and then this past couple weeks. I've been just hearing nothing but fucking Orioles fans exist on Twitter now. Out the woodwork, talking about how we have quote unquote fat asses on our team. Yeah, meanwhile, all right, cool.
It's the dumbest thing too. People keep coming at Alec Manoah. It's like, oh, you can eat all these cheeseburgers at McDonald's, buddy. That guy just cooked your entire organization.
They fucking Orioles and Red Sox fans were teaming up.
Yes.
Some guy was messaging me, and I'm like, and he's like. And I'm like, you do realize, somehow Vlad is fat, but Rafael Devers is not. Mm-hmm. They're the same fucking weight. Mm-hmm. And Vladdy's 2 inches taller. So
there was that one Orioles fan. I tweeted the screenshot because I'm not getting into it with Orioles fans because there's only 50 of them, and they're all terrible. There isn't a single one that I've enjoyed so far. But he tweeted out, Hope Manoah tears his UCL while trying to eat his order of 150 cheeseburgers at McDonald's.
You know what?
And then the Boston guy responds with bang. Like, what the fuck? And he goes, I'm getting cooked for being right. It's a cruel world we live in. Hey, man.
Hey.
Manoah's a big guy.
You know what else is a cruel world? Fucking eight innings, 1 run, 3 hits.
Manoah's a big unit. You if you want to call him fat, you call him fat. But how does it feel that your entire team can't hit off a man that is quote unquote fat?
Right.
God, like, how bad is your team that you can't do that? If he's such a fat ass, get out of here with that bullshit. Like, just admit your team sucks.
Yeah.
Your team has sucked since 2016. They have not been good. They've been a perennial rebuild team since 2016. Literally, even against us. Bro. Edwin Encarnacion ended their franchise.
Yeah, because and then they always had to come out and say they've been saying, oh yeah, you guys, the Blue Jays haven't won shit. Motherfucker, the only things you guys have won has been the fucking the draft lottery for the last 4 years.
They won the World Series in '86. We've got 2 since then. Like, you can come at us for a lot of things. A lot of Toronto fans, there's a lot you can chirp there.
Yeah,
fine. I don't think we're a great fan base in terms of people wise.
No,
we got some scumbags.
Yeah,
but don't come at the Toronto Blue Jays for not being a winning franchise when you're the Baltimore fucking Orioles. That's downright they are. The Jays are 69-47 against the Orioles since Edwin Encarnacion ended their entire franchise with a walk-off in the wild card.
Yeah, and
69-47. They're 47-69 if you want to put it that way.
2 of those years, Blue Jays were terrible.
Last year, we were 14-5 against the Baltimore Orioles. 14-5. Like, you're still 4.5 games back in the wild card spot of the last wild card spot. Congratulations, you won some games. You have a better record than the Cleveland Guardians, but who cares?
Right.
Like, don't come at me for that. That's so brutal.
All right.
I hate everything about this.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Flight Deck Podcast where we shit on the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, I could go on for hours. Hours. Right. Adley Rutschman, everything about him, I hate him right now. Everything about him. He's great. He's really good. He's going to be a pain in my ass.
Yes.
His whole face bothers me.
There's only one player I like now in the Orioles because they traded the one. I like 2. They traded 1, Trey Mancini. I like Cedric Mullins. And that's
he's great.
I like Cedric.
I do like Ryan Mountcastle. I don't like playing against Ryan Mountcastle. But I do really like Ryan Mountcastle.
Like
but every single time Adley Rutschman would make a throw to a base and he'd have his helmet off. That stupid goalie mask too that looks even worse than Alejandro Kirk's. It's like all black and like this widescreen looking thing. It's all ugly. Black. And then he throws the mask off and he looks like the biggest frat boy douchebag I've ever seen.
No, you want to know what he looks like? He looks like Hayden Christensen in episode 3 of Star Wars.
Yeah, he does. Little shorter hair, but yeah,
it's a little shorter hair.
Yeah, his whole look is just annoying to me. Yeah, I don't like anything. He's got the full black catcher's gear that just looks bad. The stupid mask.
Throw some orange in it, man. Like,
I mean, you can't even throw out Alejandro Kirk at first. So just like, I don't know. He doesn't even really do anything wrong. I shouldn't have an issue with Adley Rutschman, but he just bothers me. Just everything about him. And we got to play him till the end of time.
Oh, God.
It's just brutal. Maybe, what else? Do I have anything else on them? No, I don't. They're just trash.
Because they're probably going to not.
They'll find a way to get rid of them.
They'll trade him after 5 years.
They're good at that.
Okay.
I'm just... That might be the end of my anger towards
that. Out of your system? Okay.
It might be.
Right.
We can go back in time now.
I mean, bro, like I told you, I was never gonna beat you with words. I had to bring out the fucking trash bag.
Yeah, that was good. That's good. I like that one. Yeah, we'll get back to the Orioles series, but Pittsburgh was so much fun.
I know you're lucky.
Yeah, sorry, my internet crapped out for a second there. Pittsburgh was a great time. We went to Pittsburgh for the Saturdays games. I had a blast. I would like to just put on the record, I would happily join the Pittsburgh Pirates fan base as my second team in a heartbeat. They're so fun. They're like, honestly, I have nothing but good things to say about the Pirates fans.
That ballpark is beautiful.
I want to talk about their ballpark in a bit, but the whole experience with Pittsburgh was just incredible. Like, we showed up there and obviously they rib you a little bit. Like, there was 3 of us and we were all wearing Jays gear.
Makes
and
sense.
this one guy at our hotel goes, "Oh, you're wearing the wrong jerseys." We're like, "I don't think so." And we got in the car, and he comes walking over, like, "Oh, fuck, what's going on?" Guy taps on the window, gets his roll down. He goes, "What I meant by that was just welcome to Pittsburgh. We're glad to have you." I'm like, "Oh, that's super cool."
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, "All right, thanks, dude. Great."
See, a city that knows how to treat its
Yeah. So it started off great, and then obviously it was not a lot of Pittsburgh fans in the building. There's a lot of Jays fans that showed up to that Pittsburgh
game
series.
2, especially.
Oh
my God.
Game 1 with Manoah and the standing ovation at the end was crazy. Game 2 was nuts. Like we kind of trumped them there. But it was so cool. You'd stand in line with Pittsburgh fans, and like the one couple we were talking to was just like, yeah, this is the most people we've seen at this building in over a month. Like, this has been so exciting. Like, we love this. Like, it's so cool having you guys here, blah, blah, blah. And they're so nice about it. They're like, we understand that our team sucks. We don't really care. We'll cheer for you guys.
They're clairvoyant. Like, they know.
Yeah.
Like,
there was a guy behind me wearing a Pirates jersey cheering for the Jays. He goes, "No, this is fun. I just like watching good baseball again." I'm like, yeah. They're so cool there, man. It's great. I support that fan base every day of the week.
Yeah. And you can also support O'Neal Cruz. Who psychotic.
So I came into Pittsburgh with a lot of expectations for O'Neal Cruz, obviously, because he should be doing phenomenal things. The 2 games I watched of O'Neal Cruz were terrible.
Yeah, dude, you got his like worst showing of him.
He made a great play defensively because he has a cannon. Like, he fumbled it and like just hosed out. I think it was either Teoscar or Lourdes.
Yeah, I think it was Teoscar, but like
just absolute hose. I'm like, hey, that was cool. He struck out like 5 times in 8 or 9 at-bats. I'm like, this guy can't hit the ball.
And did you see what he did like the next day after?
He hit 115 mile an hour missile into center field.
No, it's also
the center field wall.
But in the next series against the Mets, he took a low pitch out of the park into the Allegheny.
Yeah, he's a monster. Like, I think the hype might be getting a little bit too high, O'Neal Cruz, because if you look at his season stats,
not great.
It's not good.
Not great, man.
Strikes out a lot. He was hovering at 200 when I was there, so it's like,
you know what? Rookie.
He's young. He's gonna come around. What he does is cool. He did nothing cool when I was there. Yeah. So disappointing.
Yeah, man. It's not great.
But hey, it was cool. He's huge, dude. Just a monster.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous. It's PNC Park.
Okay.
It's beautiful. All right.
Yes.
It's a lot nicer looking than what we have in Toronto. I'm not going to go and try and pretend that we have a nicer stadium because it's beautiful.
We don't.
The skyline's great. You get the bridges in the background with the city is super cool looking. Like, it doesn't look like Toronto where it's all like really uniform and kind of the same everywhere. They have buildings facing different directions and like different colors and styles and heights, and like everything looks super different in the city, but it's still a city skyline, if that makes sense. Like, it's super cool. And that's all you can see from where our seats were. We were sitting in the first baseline 100 level seats. They were the cheapest seats, by the way, which is nuts.
I mean, it's
crazy.
It's Pittsburgh.
But it was cheaper there than it was to sit out in the outfield. Which is nuts. We're sitting like in the regardless. Okay. So that's all you see is the city and the bridges, and it looks gorgeous. And pregame, they have so many bars that you can walk around inside the stadium, but outside of the ball diamond, if that makes sense. Like, kind of like our concourse, but like way bigger, which is super cool. It's kind of just like a flight deck, but everywhere, which is great. It's so much fun. You walk around just these different bars. There's different things to see. They got all this stuff to interact with. Like, super cool experience in that sense. Now, in terms of in-game entertainment, we trump them. It's not close.
Yeah.
Like, just like they don't have. Obviously, I'm used to seeing like J-Force and that stuff, and like them kind of hyping the crowd up a little bit more, and like all the contests we do and stuff on the board, and like people getting involved with that stuff. They do none of that.
Well, because they're not good, so they don't.
No, but like you would think there'd be something to bring their fans in. They don't. They have in the one game, actually both games, they're firing off like t-shirt cannons.
Yeah.
And then their mascot, whose name is Parrot, by the way, it's just dumb, but his name is Parrot.
You can just do Perry.
No, his name is Parrot, and he's literally just a big parrot. The mascot was great. Like, he was having a lot of fun with stuff. But they're just firing t-shirt cannons like once or twice a game. And I'm like, okay, cool. But it's only for the people that are around the dugouts. So you really don't get one anyways. And then they do nothing on the board in terms of these things. But they do this pierogi race, which is like the same as like the president's race, and there's like a hot dog one somewhere.
I think Milwaukee has like the
they have that one. Like there's a bunch of different ones. So they get really into that, which I'm like, yeah, that's kind of neat. But like after a while, you're kind of like, yeah, it's the same thing over and over. Maybe do something different. I don't know. Just the entertainment side of it was weird. Which was like, that's the one thing I'll have a knock on them for. And then in-game information, there's nothing. Like, so you know the Rogers Center, how we have like the exit velo, the launch angle, stuff like that. None of that.
Random stats,
yeah, they have none of that. Every time there's a hit, there's like the odd one that pops up and goes, oh, that one was 99, or this one was 101, something like that. But like, they don't have a consistent one where you can look and go, oh, how hard did he hit that? So they don't have that. They don't have the pitch type thing where you can see what they're throwing and stuff. Like you could kind of assume, like when Jordan's on the mound and he throws 97, you goes, oh, that's a fastball. Yeah. It's 4 straight 83s, and you're like, okay, that guy's just humming sliders.
Yeah, like which he tends to do a lot now. Which
so like, it's kind of, I didn't like that. Like there's just significantly more information about the game that I'm watching in Toronto than there was in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's beautiful. It's way better looking. But I just, in terms of like in-game entertainment and in-game value, I found Toronto was just like, they trumped them in that matter. Also, having a dome is so underrated. I don't think people understand that.
Not a dome, a retractable roof.
Not even that. Minimum. Like, yeah, obviously the roof just for the rain delay problems. Obviously, that's great to have.
But sound travels.
Sound is incredible. Like, incredible. Like the crowd was raucous and just phenomenal in Pittsburgh, but you don't really notice it because it just escapes.
Yeah,
like all the sound just goes away. Toronto, man, everything traps in there. If there's a hit, you hear it. And I think that's the one thing that people don't really appreciate about the Rogers Center. It's not a pretty stadium. We don't have the good skyline. We got the CN Tower, which is super cool.
Next year.
It's going to be, I think next year, once they do those bars up the foul pole there, that's an underrated thing that people, if you haven't been to a different stadium, it's way cooler to have that. Just somewhere to hang out, have some drinks, and like just stand around with people. Way cooler. I really appreciated that in Pittsburgh. That was fun. I think once you get that, and once you have that same loud, echoey atmosphere that the Rogers Center has, I think you'll start to really appreciate what it brings a little bit more than, like, it takes a lot of heat. I think it's unnecessary. It's such a cool place to be at sometimes. But Pittsburgh is great. The city's beautiful. The park is gorgeous. Like I don't have a bad thing to say about the way that place looks. It was incredible.
Also helps that we swept the Pirates.
And then we pumped the Pirates. Swept the Pirates. Third game scared the shit out of me. But yeah, the first game was Alek Manoah.
Alek
did his work.
Game 2 was the bullpen game.
Game 2 was the Bo Bichette game, was it not? Where he cleared the bases with the double?
Cleared the bases with off of the like 13 pitch at bat.
Yeah. That was incredible.
The start of my Bo Bichette apology tour.
Do you want to talk about Bo Bichette now, or do you want to wait?
No, we can wait because we have more important. Like there's a bigger Bo Bichette moment. But then Game 3, the real thing that happened in Game 3.
Yeah.
The boy.
The day I left. The day I left while I'm on the road in the States and I couldn't see it.
In him. Kevin,
I was so pissed.
Thomas Biggio does it again, man.
I watched 2 games in Pittsburgh that I watched. Cav played one of them. He was okay. I think he had a hit and a walk.
Now you know how I felt when he hit a home run against the Cubs the day
after. Actually, he drove in a run in that game, I'm pretty sure, with a single. I could be wrong. Or he scored a run. I don't know. He scored a run from first on a SB double. Yes. He fucking cooked too. It was great. He played a good game, but like he plays that game, doesn't play the second one. I'm like, it's okay. The day I leave, he hits it. I couldn't even see it because I'm driving home and I'm like, this sucks. This sucks.
That was great. And then we get
awesome.
And then we get to Baltimore.
Before we get to Baltimore, shout out Jordan Romano.
Oh, shout out, as Alek Manoah apparently calls him Joe Rowe.
Joe Rowe.
I don't like it.
It's kind of weird. Like Romy.
Sounds like George Rogan. Sounds like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, you're right. We should cut that one.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Like to get second and third with no outs and just 3 straight Ks. It's the Pirates. I mean, obviously it's not.
Yeah, but like
it's not that exciting.
The fact that the Pirates couldn't put anything in play.
Yeah, but it's great. Shout out to him, man. He is one of the elite closers in the league, and I will stand by that and run with it until I die.
He's
guy's been incredible.
Third in the AL in saves, I think.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Behind Class A
and like I think he's second in highest index.
I think he's the highest.
Is he the highest now?
Yeah,
I think he was behind Duran. I want to say it was.
Yeah, but I think he has the most one-run saves.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that says more.
It's incredible.
The team.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then
we went to Baltimore.
The biggest 4 days of
we went to
4 games, 3 days.
Went to Baltimore.
Baltimore.
We swept the doubleheader.
Swept them.
It was one of those things too. I feel like people going into it were kind of like, "Oh, they're so close behind us. Like anything could happen here. Like this could be really bad for the Jays."
Here's my thing. Going into it, I'm like, if you split, you're still 2.5 games ahead of them, and you have 4 less head-to-head games to play.
Yeah,
like
that's the thing is even with the Rays and the Yankees coming up, like if you play above 500 ball against those teams going forward, you're going to be a playoff.
Yeah, you have the Rays 9 more times, which you go 5-4 against the Rays. I'm not mad.
No, it's fine. Like, you go 4-5 against the Rays. Honestly, I think you can still. You're fine with it.
Just beat everybody else. Yeah.
Just be good enough. Like just keep it so you're not losing a ton of games off of these guys, and I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. First game, I don't really remember a lot of it. All I remember is being angry in game 3.
The Gausman game. That was the Gausman game,
right?
Where he quote unquote balked.
The
balk call that.
Was. We got to talk about Jeff Nelson.
Oh, Jeffy boy Nelson. He's back.
Oh my God! If you don't remember Jeff Nelson umped the A's game in the first week of the season.
Yes.
Made 3 terrible calls there.
It was
cost us 1.56 runs. I'm pretty sure it was. He cost us. Incredible, just phenomenal work from Jeff Nelson.
I also believe Jeff Nelson was the umpire that called the strike on the infamous strike call on Ben Revere.
Yes, he was. You're correct.
So,
so Jeff Nelson has never been very good to us. Jeff Nelson loves to be the center of attention.
Yes.
I noticed that. There was a play in that. It was in the third game because he was behind the plate. And in the middle of the game, he just decided he's going to stop it and yell at the Jays dugout because he was tired of hearing it. And I'm like, buddy, this isn't about you. Like, just shut up. You've been bad. Like, both teams are yelling at you. Why are you
going back to like the Kevin Gausman thing? Gausman got called for a balk.
Yep.
Then Gausman proceeds to then pitch the exact same way for the rest of the game. Mm-hmm. Nothing happens.
There's a side Codify, I think it was, tweeted it.
There was a side
by side of that pitch and the next pitch, and they were the exact same thing. Same timing, same everything.
Yeah.
It's just when there's umpires like Jeff Nelson that decide they want the game to be about them, that's when you have a problem.
Yeah.
And that's what Jeff Nelson did all weekend.
Jeff Nelson, Doug Eddings, Angel Hernandez, Joe West.
There's a bunch of them. Joe West was bad for it too. Yeah. There's a bunch of them, and it hurts the game. If I never knew who an umpire's name was, the best thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
You're way better to be not known as an umpire than to have people know your name.
Facts. Like
there's some great umpires in this league. I'm not going to bash on all umpires like some people do. Like I think there are some that do a really good job. But you just don't hear about it because that's what they're supposed to do. Plain and simple.
Game 1, was that the Teoscar home run? Game 1? I believe that was the Teoscar home run.
Game 1 was the Teoscar home run.
Game 1 was the Teoscar home run. I think.
Who gave that up again? Just curious. Maybe look that up. Was that Bryan Baker?
Bryan Baker, yes.
Oh, was it Bryan Baker that gave that up?
Yeah. And then game 2, well, even before game 2, we get some news, some good and unfortunate news, depending on who you like. A ghost has come back from the dead. Julian Merriweather is back.
I have questions.
Well, before you get into the question about Julian Merriweather, Casey Lawrence, you never saw.
This is where my questions arise.
And then, unfortunately, W-man himself, Zach Collins, was DFA'd. And picked up.
Him so much.
And picked up by the Pittsburgh Pirates.
By my new second favorite team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. You know who the Pittsburgh Pirates are running as a catcher tandem?
They're running our DFA'd catchers, Zach Collins and Tyler Heineman.
I love them, man. They were so much fun. Like they were not great. Like they were. Collins had like a week and a half where he had a great run.
Yeah.
Heineman never really did anything here, but like the two of them were just such nice guys.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that they're getting playing time somewhere.
Yeah, Julian Merriweather came back, and you have questions?
I have questions.
Yes.
Why wasn't Julian Merriweather the guy called up in September 1st?
I think it was mainly like because they were trying to figure at the time out like how to get everybody how to get Barrios and Gausman into the Orioles series.
Okay.
So it was like, if need be, we have Casey Lawrence to just have
the number that makes sense.
4 shit innings in the Pirates series. He was probably supposed to pitch in that fucking in the bullpen
game.
He was probably supposed to pitch. They didn't need him. They didn't need him.
Yeah, you're right. That makes sense because I hadn't thought of that because what my original thought was the doubleheader, and then they decided that they're gonna push the other 2 guys back so that he didn't have to pitch the doubleheader. And I'm like, so why was he here? Lawrence especially even if your thought process was the doubleheader, he could come up as that extra guy.
Yeah, and Lawrence was just the guy that was. Yeah, he was there for 3-4 innings in the Pirates game. If
you need it, that makes sense. I didn't think of that.
He was the right-handed Kikuchi of that day, which
nobody's the right-handed Kikuchi.
I know. I'm sorry. It's the role, not the ability. The role, not the ability.
Kikuchi's been like so weird. I don't know how to put it. They gave him a high leverage inning in the 3rd. Actually, we'll get to that in a second. I'll talk about it in a minute.
And then
game 2.
Game 2, yes. Barrios did kind of get hit around a good fucking bit, but they only
didn't give up shit.
Didn't give up. Yeah.
That's so great out of Jose Barrios. Like, to be able to not have your good stuff and do that.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's what I want for the rest of the year. Just like not be your best, but be able to get out of it. That's where great pitchers lie.
Yes.
So that was great.
And game 2, we won that. We kind of just game 2 was the game where we were up 8-1 because Bo Bichette just decided to have a day and a half, and Kevin Biggio decided to hit another home run because he loves hitting the Camden Yards.
And then they benched him, but whatever.
Yeah, and then you bench him. We're up 8-1. And it's a torrential downpour, and then the umpire's just like, everybody's good, man. Trevor Richards are gonna nearly break your ankle on the mound, but you know
who makes the decision on that one?
Jeff. Jeff, goddamn Nelson.
Jeff Nelson had himself a weekend, week. Whatever you want to call it. It was not a good one. It was not a good run for Jeff Nelson.
No, Jeff. And then we get to the game that we yelled about for 35 minutes.
I think before we even get there, I think we got to talk about Bo Bichette.
Fine.
Do it.
Everybody out there, this is the opinions that have been expressed on Bo Bichette by Konnor Pearson Ward and Konnor Pearson Ward alone only reflect the opinions of Konnor Pearson Ward and Konnor Pearson Ward alone, and not Brant. I can't remember your last name off the top of my head, or anybody else that potentially happens to work at the Flight Deck podcast. I said Bo Bichette sucked ass, basically, and then he proceeds to just shut me the fuck up and become the best hitter on this team in 2021. Bo Bichette.
In your defense, you were not alone. There were many people that were shitting on Bo Bichette.
You know what happened? Someone, I was reading like a tweet thread to where everyone was like, I think it was someone said like Bo Bichette's stats in comparison to like other shortstops aren't even that bad. And then someone basically said the fan base needed a whipping boy. And I'm like, oh shit.
He somehow became the Kevin Biggio.
I'm a hypocrite. That's literally, I'm a hypocrite. Because I'm like, why are Blue Jays fans shitting on this guy? And then I'm out here saying, this guy fucking sucks. Like, I'm like, Bo Bichette became the whipping boy for me. And I'm like, I'm a giant hypocrite. Like, I can't, the defense is still not great, but like, dude.
No, it's fine. I don't really care.
Like, Bo Bichette, I apologize.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure he respects that.
Yeah, dude, because as a Kevin Biggio fan, I've hated Kevin being the whipping boy, and then
sucks.
I just made Bo Bichette the whipping boy, and a lot of people made Bo Bichette the whipping boy just because it was easy.
Yeah, I'd love to say I'd try and not do that,
but you do.
But I never do it with position players. I find position players is such an like up and down thing. It's just like you can't hit them when they're down. You can't love them when they're up. Like they're going to be all over the place. That's just what hitting is. I definitely do it with pitchers, but that's another topic. I don't want to move off of Bichette just yet because I have many things to say.
It's 6 hits, 7 RBIs, and 3 home runs in the doubleheader. Like,
this isn't really that surprising from Bo Bichette. Like as bad as he was, this is what Bo Bichette can be.
Yes,
he gets really hot and does this.
It's the fact that he's not swinging at dumb shit and he's not swinging at dumb stuff.
Hey, what did I say in the last episode?
No, what did we say? We said if you got Kevin Biggio high on Bo Bichette, that is an MVP. And he is showing it this last few games.
Yes.
Like,
I said in that last episode too, it's like he's hitting the shit out of the ball. He just needs to learn when to swing and when not to swing. And he's done that lately.
Like his takes lately have been like
unreal.
Yeah.
Like, unreal. He's taking balls like on the corners that are like, wow, that was not happening 3 weeks ago. Speaking of, so after August 28th, they had a game on August 28th. After that game, he was hitting 262, 304, 423, good for a 727 OPS. I could go back further and it would have got way worse, but this was where everything kind of started for him. He had 17 homers, 66 RBIs, 133 hits, good for a 107 weighted runs created plus. So like just a bit above average, like not phenomenal. Since then, his numbers for the entire season, he's got a 275, 318, 458. He's gone up 35 slugging. Nuts.
Yeah.
He's got a 776 OPS now.
His F4, like going into the doubleheader, was 2.5, and coming out of it is like 3.1.
Yeah.
Just from that one day.
He's got 22 homers, so he's got 5 homers since August 28th. He's got 80 RBIs,
which is
14 RBIs since August 28th.
Damn, man.
Unreal. 151 hits, 121 WRC plus.
Yeah,
so he's moving that son of a bitch.
Which
he is currently. Oh, just wait. I got more.
His WRC plus, I think, is the same now as last season.
Yes, he has. He's now currently sitting third in the majors for shortstops in home runs. He's hitting fourth in the majors for shortstops and first in the AL in RBIs.
Wait, who's the top 2 shortstops in home runs?
It's Seager.
Oh, right.
I forget who the other one was. I didn't write them down, but they're both in the AL because he's third in the majors and the AL for that one. Fourth in the majors, first in the AL for shortstops in RBIs. Third in the majors, second in the AL for shortstops in slugging percentage. Fifth in the majors, third in the AL in weighted runs created plus. Eighth in the major leagues, any position. Fourth in the AL in hits. Any position, doesn't matter. Not even just shortstops, just generally. The guy is hitting. It's nuts. He's also third in the AL for shortstops in F4.
Yeah, thanks you, Bo Bichette, for making me eat humble pie. I very much appreciate it.
Bro, Bo Bichette had a good 2 weeks, and he's put himself into the conversation for Silver Slugger. It's nuts. It's nuts. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I'm so happy for that kid. Like, to be able to take all that and just put it behind you and still do what you can do is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think he took Vlad's abilities, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Now we need to talk about it because we're winning. Except game 3, where everything that happened, and
honestly, that's a John Schneider blunder game, I think is what that was.
Trevor Richards has been overworked.
Yeah. A lot of weird decisions. Like, it started with Lourdes was that game, right? Where he went down?
No, Lourdes was yesterday.
Was that yesterday's game?
Lourdes was game 4.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah, Lourdes was game 4.
You're right.
Game 3. Hold on.
When did he? He took out Cavs. No, he didn't take out Cavs. He took out someone that was a weird move.
He
pinch hit SB for Cav is what it was, because they brought in a lefty.
Yeah, he pinched it. Yeah, because it was Perez. Perez came. It was Perez or Vespi that came in.
Yeah, it was Perez. Yeah. Meanwhile, you have Whit Merrifield still in the lineup doing absolutely nothing. 2 batters later, and I'm like, why? Just I feel like Cavan has a better chance than Whit to get a hit.
It's not like
go ahead and use.
Yeah, it's not like Cav took a lefty deep the day before.
Yeah, like go ahead and use Espy if you want. Like that's fine, but use him for Whit 2 batters later. Don't use him for Cav, who's been hot lately. It was a weird decision.
And then that threw Whit at first for half the game,
which was like he's never played a game at first in the majors, right?
No, yeah,
he has.
It was like he got in like a couple innings in 2020. The last time he started a game at first base was 2019.
Yeah, that's just weird, man. Like, especially like you could have just left Cav on first. I don't know. It just seemed weird.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have Anthony Bass in there who was cooking. He went 9 pitches for 4 outs.
9 pitches.
5 outs, whatever it was, just unbelievable. And then
he gets taken out for Yusei Kikuchi.
Hey, I love Yusei Kikuchi, and I don't even mind using him in a high leverage spot. But when your second best reliever is cooking only at 9 pitches,
it also
why?
It also doesn't help in hindsight to where it's like nobody got used the next day.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, hindsight, it looks way worse. But even without hindsight at the time, it was like,
bad.
Why are we doing this?
Even it's the fact that it was like, A, why are you taking Bass out? B, why are you putting Kikuchi in? Like, and then he was cooking. He got 2 outs, and then he gave up the triple to Jorge Mateo.
And then a cheap ass single.
Yeah. Like,
honestly, I don't think Kikuchi wasn't even bad.
He wasn't bad.
He was great. He gave up 1 hit.
It was just that spot. Like,
it just didn't make sense when you have your elite reliever in a 1-run game.
Yeah,
I think Kikuchi should be a guy that you're using at some point. Maybe not yet, but I think he's a guy you would like to be using in higher leverage situation, not like save situation, stuff like that, or when you have the lead. But if you're down 1, I don't hate using Kikuchi, but I hated using him in that scenario because it just didn't make sense.
I love how we skipped over the fact of the person that started that game.
Who started that game? Was it Brios? No. Who the fuck? I don't know. What are we talking
about? It's a guy currently not on the team anymore because he got auctioned yesterday.
Oh my God. I forgot that was oh no.
Yeah, that was the Mitch White game.
I was thinking it was the second game of the deal.
That was Mitch White.
Yeah, Mitch White stinks.
He doesn't have his biggest problem. He doesn't have an out pitch.
No.
Like,
I don't know what the Dodgers have going on over there, but they turned him into something special that he just does not have anywhere else.
Like, the fastball's good. It's just, where's the out pitch?
I don't know.
If you have an out pitch, you're solid as shit.
Yeah,
Mitch. Like,
you could figure it out, but it's just I don't like it.
Just
man.
The amount of 12 pitch it's like the amount of 9 pitch at bats that I have seen from Mitch White starts it's
just not pretty and
infuriating. Like,
it was so funny because I got a message just like, "Oh, Mitch White's doing well today." I'm like, it's the 3rd inning,
bro. Okay, no, the benchmark for Mitch White was, did you get through 3 innings without shit in the bed? And
I laugh because I just read that message and it was just like, we're sitting in the 3rd inning. It's like, oh, he was doing so well too. And I'm like, so well for him is 2 innings.
Man,
I'm like, oh, that hurts.
Like,
but
if we're being honest with ourselves, he got optioned down. He'll be back.
He's coming back for his next start. He's not missing.
He's coming back for
because his next start can be pushed back into that.
His next start, because I know his next start would have been Texas.
So it gets pushed back 1 day into that Rays doubleheader because there's the day off, so it pushes everyone. And I think his start just gets pushed back into that.
Yeah, and it's like, honestly, if in that Rays series, if you split the doubleheader, I'm not mad.
Yeah, and like, it's one of those things that he'll come up as the extra man and then go back down. But from there, I don't know what you do with this kid. I think maybe you go a bullpen game in his next possible outing.
Yeah.
And then,
but I think his after the Rays, I think his next outing would be Baltimore.
Oh, we don't want to see that again.
Like, because
I think that's a bullpen game. I think you do what you did against the Pirates.
Yeah.
As much as I'm not a huge Trevor Richards guy, he was great as the opener.
And then if my math is mathing, I think you would get that bullpen day. You would get Stripling, and then, but not Gausman in that one. If my math is mathing,
I'm a little lost on where we're at. So it's
I was just talking about like the next next.
Yeah, no, but I don't know where we're at.
The math anymore. The math with mathing, but like,
this man has given up 18 earned runs in the past 12 innings.
See, and it's weird because it's that teams like the Orioles, the Angels, and like
the Pirates, wasn't it? No, Cubs. Sorry, Angels, Cubs, Orioles.
But then before that, he was good against like
only gave up a run to the Yankees through 4.
He gave up like 2 to the Twins, I think.
1 to the Guardians the day before.
Yeah, 1 to the Guardians, and then
and then he was on the Dodgers before that. So
no. He just started.
Oh no, the Twins. Sorry, I missed the Twins. 3 to the Twins.
Yeah, so it's like he wasn't even like that bad against like playoff teams.
Yeah, but he's not going 5 innings.
Okay,
that's what's killing him.
He's not killing you. He wasn't killing you then.
Yeah,
he wasn't killing you. Like,
no, I mean, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help, but it's not.
He has 1 start that was 5 innings, and the only reason he went 5 is because they had nobody in the bullpen. They just like, you got.
Yeah, that was the Angel game, wasn't it?
That was the.
Where he gave him like 7. 8?
Yeah, 7 earned runs.
Yeah.
7 earned runs on 8 hits too.
Yeah.
3 walks.
And then
it's not pretty. It's not good.
We can get off the freaking Mitch White.
I don't want to talk about Mitch White.
It's
just, but I think just kind of still on that topic a little bit. I think you can manage running 4 starters depending on how many off days you have down the stretch.
Yeah,
I haven't really looked into it too much, but I know there's a couple coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have that opportunity, like you can just run a 4-man and just use that off day as the 5th starter essentially.
Yeah, like it's
possible. I can't say for certain, but I think that's kind of what you got to do at this point because they already said they're not throwing Kikuchi back in the rotation because they like him as a bullpen guy, and I agree.
That's dude. Like he's there for the rest of the season.
I think he's a decent bullpen option. I think he stays there.
If anything, if you ever need Kikuchi to go multiple innings, you throw an opener. You don't have him start the game, regardless. Like you go Richards into Kikuchi instead of just Kikuchi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is what they did in Pittsburgh, and it worked pretty well.
Yeah,
Kikuchi gave up the run, but it's whatever.
Cruz.
So they have a day off after the Baltimore series.
Okay.
But they don't have another one until the Thursday, the 29th. So you go from the 19th to the 20th, so 10 days in between. So you got to find someone else. Just another bullpen game in there. And it's going to take a lot of work from John. Not going to lie.
It is. And it's not going to, and the work isn't going to be any easier if Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is hurt.
Yeah.
That
they haven't said anything, have they?
No, they just said he was getting MRIs on his hamstring.
Didn't look good.
They said, but the thing is, they said he left with hamstring discomfort. It wasn't like he left with like a hamstring like tear.
No.
And I don't think he'd be walking off the field if
there was something major wrong with it. Like he could have pulled it.
I don't see an IL stint for him. Like I don't.
Yeah. No, I mean, just the only way I could see that is if you wanted to bring up someone else.
Yeah, which depending on how, like, Teoscar Hernandez, congratulations first off, Teoscar, paternity.
Yeah, cool. Third kid.
Yeah,
I don't know. He hasn't had it yet though, but
they brought back Gabby. They brought Gabby back up for that. If Lourdes needs to go on the IL,
you leave Gabby here.
You leave Gabby here and you flip Teo for Lourdes.
Yeah,
like
essentially, and I think that's an option they could explore because you have 4 billion outfielders.
Yeah, like
not quality outfielders, but you have.
Hey
7.
Man, we're in the Jackie Bradley Jr. era of the Blue Jays, man. He's Bradley Zimmer defenders, ourselves included. We are eating some humble goddamn pie because Jackie Bradley Jr.
Hey, Bradley's still a better defender.
Bradley's still a way. I mean, which Bradley?
My Brad.
Okay, your Brad. Well, my Brad. My Brad has more hits in the last week than Bradley Zimmer's had in the last 3 months.
I can't argue that for the big bad Brad anymore.
Big bad Brad.
But he is the center fielder when the two of them go in because he's a way better fielder. He makes everything look so routine. There's balls that get hit like way over his head and he sprints back and he's there.
Jackie's got the arm. Zimmer has
the ability to get to balls that Jackie doesn't, which was nuts. It's
Jackie makes like shit that looks difficult, like super casual, and it throws me off.
He's just his whole demeanor is just so relaxed.
Casual, man. Like
but yeah, you have both of them. You have Raimel Tapia.
Known recluse Jackie Bradley Jr., by the way.
yeah, known never gonna be a guest of our podcast, Jackie Bradley Jr.
But yeah, like you're saying, you got like Tapia.
Yes.
You got Merrifield. You have Springer still.
You have Cavan.
You have Cavan. You could throw out there for a game.
Yeah.
Like
there's a lot of outfielders. It hurt. It's gonna hurt because Lourdes, as cold as he's been lately, like he's a good bat you want in the lineup. But you have the ability to fill that spot for a little bit.
Yeah.
It hurt yesterday that there was no Teoscar and right too.
Yeah.
And George CHing. Got ugly quick.
Shit, that was right.
Got really ugly quick.
That left what? Tapia, JBJ, and Merrifield in the outfield?
Not good. Not good.
Bro, if you told me that's like 2020. That's like a 2021 Baltimore Orioles opening day outfield right there. That's
awful. That's next year's Pittsburgh Pirates outfield.
You know what? It might be.
It could be. It could be.
Oh, man.
What else? I don't know. I gotta pull the thing back up here.
Anything Blue Jays related? I mean, just Alek Manoah in game.
Alek Manoah. So I do have another pitcher that I want to talk about if we don't have anything else.
Anything Blue Jays related? I mean, we got
he's still Blue Jays related. If we don't have anything else to get to.
I mean, we have a ghost sighting if you want to.
Oh, the main man himself. I don't know why he's even in AAA. They should have just called him straight up.
Because apparently people were like, "What's the velocity looking like?" It's like, "Oh, he was hitting 99. The curveball was moving."
Yeah, bring him right up,
please.
Why are we wasting the 7 innings that he has in AAA? Just use him in the majors. Fuck it.
Nate Pearson, come on, man.
Yeah.
As a person who has the name Pearson, not spelled the same way.
I know what we didn't talk about. Is Alejandro Kirk.
Which part?
Made a great play in the loss. So what was that?
Yes. MLB. Fuck your blocking the plate rule.
Yeah, I don't get it.
As a team that has benefited from it earlier in the year, it's still stupid.
In fairness, though, the Gary Sanchez one, he was very clearly blocking the plate.
On the Alejandro Kirk one, what is Kirk supposed to do if the ball's going in that way that he has to move?
But it wasn't even that. So that was the thing is like, they were saying on the broadcast originally, it was like, oh, he moved and you can see it here as he's straddling the plate, by the way. They're like, here's where he can't be. That wasn't even the case. Apparently the case was as Adley Rutschman's rounding third, he didn't get out of foul territory quick enough to get out in front of the plate. Was the reason that it got called back. That makes zero sense to me.
That makes no sense.
No. Because Adley's on third as Kirk's making his way across the line.
Yeah, and it's also hilarious. Like the whole thing is like, oh yeah, you can't block the lane when you can block the lane when you have the ball. Kirk gave Adley the biggest
the whole
lane.
plate, the entire time
he had the ball.
The only time the plate got blocked was when he was stepping across it and his leg got in the way.
The ball.
When Adley's halfway down.
To get the ball.
Which a note on the play, Adley was safe.
Oh, he was safe. But
so I'm not even here complaining about how the wrong call was made and he should have been out. He was safe. If that was what they reviewed and they were like, oh, he was actually safe, I would not have any sort of conversation.
And
because he was.
Call was made by crew chief Jeff Nelson. Remember Jeff Nelson?
Yeah, just phenomenal. Great.
And then did you see the Odor slide?
Yeah.
Where Odor's gonna tumble into the outfield if the
and they stopped him
on top of Odor.
Yeah, I did see that actually.
Man.
Yeah, that was painful. I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
But hey,
it's just the way life goes.
It's on par. It is.
He handled business because big man was on the mound.
3
out of 4.
Yeah. There is one man on this team I do want to talk about just a wee bit. Because Yankees fans last year, when the whole Cy Young conversation was Garrett Cole versus Robbie Ray, and Robbie Ray had all the stats that weren't expected, and Garrett Cole had all those stats. Thank you. There's a man on this team that is crushing metrics right now.
Mm-hmm.
Rushing. If you don't know, Kevin Gausman currently leads the AL, maybe the majors. I didn't look that up. In F4, leads by a lot in FIP.
I believe he leads the league.
Does he lead the league in F4? Leads the league in F4. I'm only talking about the AL Cy Young, so I don't need to worry.
Yeah.
And then he's got a 2.17 FIP. The closest one to him, I think, was Shane Mack with a 2.64. So it's a wide margin in FIP. He's 4th in Ks per 9, 2nd in walks per 9.
Yeah.
So this guy is putting up Cy Young pretend numbers. So I'm just curious as to where all the Garrett Cole supporters went from last year. Because all of a sudden we're not even talking about Kevin Gausman for the.
I mean, it's hilarious because it's flipped now. Garrett Cole's the one getting all the actual concrete numbers, and Kevin Gausman has all the metrics.
Mm-hmm. But everyone wanted to say how bad Robbie Ray was as a Cy Young candidate. But hey.
Yeah, and Garrett Cole.
It's funny how much that
Kevin Gausman doesn't give up home runs.
No, he doesn't. He's actually pretty high or pretty low on that list too. So
yeah, because it took him 2 months to give up 1.
Yeah,
and the first one was Cal Raleigh of the Mariners.
That's just all I wanted to say. I'm just very curious as to why there's a couple of Toronto accounts. I'm not just bashing Yankees fans here. Yankees fans were obviously way worse at it, but there's a couple in Toronto that said, hey, Garrett Cole should have been the Cy Young Award winner because look at all these pretend stats. The ones that said he could have been better. Meanwhile, Robbie Ray was just straight up better. And straight up, Justin Verlander's been straight up better this year. His expected stats aren't very great, like compared to some other guys, but like he's been phenomenal. I think right now, obviously he's hurt, so it's a little different, but right now he's the Cy Young. And if not, probably goes to Dylan Cease or Shane Mack. They're both, or Shane Mack's hurt too, so it would be the same situation. Verlander. Dylan Cease's expected stuff isn't great either.
I'm very biased towards Dylan Cease. I don't care.
I think Dylan Cease has a legitimate shot to win this thing.
The only thing that's stopping Dylan Cease, I think, is the fact that he leads the AL in walks.
Yeah, he's got the highest walks per night too. It's bad, but who cares? He's getting the job done. Yeah,
he's still pitching like a mid to low twos.
Mm-hmm. Like he's getting. I think he's third in the AL and ERA, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I didn't really look into it, but like his numbers are great. Other than the stuff that says what he should be doing, and his FIP's not phenomenal. His expected ERA is not phenomenal. But the stats that he's putting up currently in 2022 are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's what the award should be based on.
All right.
That's it for the Blue Jays. I do want to stay on award talks.
Oh, yes, because I know where you're going with this.
Yes.
I have a good bit to say.
There's one race currently going on that has swept the nation.
Yeah.
And it has two polar opposite sides. Yeah, it's the exact same thing that happened last year. Yes. Mm-hmm. We are talking about Shohei and Aaron Judge. If you're not
Aaron Judge for the MVP,
in with me on that. Aaron Judge should be the MVP this year. I don't know if we're going to agree on that. We can talk about it.
No, we're not, because it's
okay. Aaron Judge should be the MVP strictly because if you let Shohei win the MVP this year, it sets a terrible precedent for the rest of time.
You know what? Mm-hmm. Well, you need to make another award then.
He's not statistically the most valuable player this year. It's super cool what Shohei can do. Super cool what Shohei does.
I'm going to put this into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie Freeman, OPS plus of 148.
Cool. You can tell me all the stats where he's Shohei the same Ohtani, as other guys and he's doing
OPS
the same thing.
Plus as
that's phenomenal.
He's Spencer Strider and Freddie Freeman combined, Brant.
That's phenomenal. He's got an F4 of 7.9. Judge has got a 9.1.
Bro, you know what?
On a playoff team.
You know what? This whole Aaron Judge shit. Yeah, oh my God. He's having a great, amazing season. Don't get me wrong. This whole shit got amplified in this last week because the Yankees scored like 5 runs and he's done all of it.
Oh, there's numbers like so. Since the All-Star break, this is nuts. Since the All-Star break, Aaron Judge is hitting 340. The entire rest of his team is hitting 207.
Yeah,
he's got 21 homers. The rest of the team's got 32. He's got an on-base percentage of 481. The rest of his team's got a 275, and he's got an 823 slug. The rest of his team's got a 322.
Yo, the Yankees, man, Yankee fan bias is.
But hey, I'm not a Yankee fan. I don't defend the Yankees ever. You know that. I despise that team.
Man.
But I went to bat for Vlad last year because he was on a team that was competing for the playoffs. Judge is on a team that's going to be in the playoffs. Legitimately. The thing with me and Shohei, if you take Shohei off the Angels, they go from last to last. They don't go any further down.
They go from last to last by 45 games.
Sure, they're still in last. Last is last. It is what it is. And in a year where Aaron Judge is legitimately breaking records that have been set, I can't see you giving it to Shohei when Judge has put up a more valuable season.
I'm just going to be honest. I'm mainly saying this is a salty Vlad defender.
That's fine. That's fine. Like, I get if you want to stay on that side, but I was on the opposite side last year where I was saying I don't know if Vlad should have been the MVP by the end of it because he fell off a little bit at the end. But in the middle of the season where Vlad was putting up ridiculous numbers, I think it should have been a conversation because Shohei's team stinks. And his value does not matter if the team is nowhere near the playoffs. If he's on the fringe, like if he's where the Jays were last year and he's doing what he's doing and he's keeping them in the race, fine. If you take Shohei off that team, they still suck. It does not matter. They're bad with him. They're bad without him. I don't care this season. Shohei Ohtani is the most outstanding player in baseball history, but that's not what the award's about.
Yeah. Carlos Pena on MLB Network said they need to have a most outstanding player.
Absolutely. I agree. I think he wins that award every year because it's
dumb.
It's nuts.
Like what do you define as valuable? Like Most valuable to your team. Most valuable.
Aaron Judge is he's a more than a win more valuable than Shohei Ohtani right now. Statistically, his B WAR gets a little bit closer because I think he's got an 8. I have it written down. He's got an 8.6. I think it is. Yeah, so he's got an 8.6 B WAR versus Shohei still got a 7.9 B WAR, which people don't use Baseball Reference anyway. So who cares? No, but so you're telling me this guy's a full win more valuable any other year? If this is just any regular player, if this is Aaron Judge versus Mike Trout, Aaron Judge walks away with this award. But because this guy does two things, and yes, he's been an elite pitcher this year. Elite pitcher this year. He also doesn't qualify for any of the pitcher stats because he doesn't throw enough because he throws every 7 days instead of 5. Which always bothers me, but that's another conversation. It's just he's the most outstanding player in baseball. And it's cool. Every now and then you hear, oh, he's the first player to do this. He's the first player to do that. And everyone's like, he's doing this MLB history. Well, he's the only guy that's done that. Babe Ruth did it for a season. Yeah, he pitched and he hit for one season.
It's kind of ridiculous that you look at the Angels team leaders page and he leads everything, pitching and hitting.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. He's really good. I'm not even saying Shohei Ohtani's not incredible. Yeah. He's the second most valuable player of the season. He's the most outstanding player. He's the most outstanding player until he retires. But I don't think he's the most valuable this season because if you give it to him this season, you just give it to him for the rest of the
time. Okay. To your defense, this is like the whole LeBron James argument in NBA because LeBron James is for a good 10, at least 10 to 12 years was the best player in the league, regardless of anything.
Yep.
And the whole argument was, if LeBron can't win, LeBron should win MVP every year because he's the best player in the league and carries his team to everything. Sure. Yep. But it's then the whole thing of it'll get boring and you need a story, because that's the whole thing. I said this a couple months ago on another podcast when I went on that one time. Mm-hmm. It's the whole thing of voter fatigue.
Yep.
And storylines, because all the storylines out of the Angels, out of everything to do with the Angels is they should trade Shohei. Mike Trout's done. Their team is shit. Shohei's the only person there. And then at that time, anyway, this was still the Yankees. Pretty good.
Yep.
But in the case of Aaron Judge, it's look at this dude, rejected the contract, monster year, gonna get paid out the wazoo. He's gonna set records. It's all about the story. So it's all story based.
Yeah. I don't even think I'm gonna pull into the voter fatigue thing. I just genuinely think Aaron Judge is having a better season because the award isn't who is the most valuable as an idea. It's who has had the most valuable season. And Aaron Judge currently breaking records that have been held since what? Maris was 61, 63. When did that record hold till? It's been a long time. That record's been around.
I'm going to ask you something, and this may derail my argument or save my argument.
Okay.
Take Aaron Judge off the Yankees. Are they still a playoff team?
No. I don't think there's a shot in hell that they're a playoff team.
They're not. They're at least a wild card team.
They have not. They wouldn't have won any of these games after the All-Star break.
Wild card team.
I don't think they are.
They are at least a wild.
They are what? 6 games up. Now it's a little different because the Orioles had a stinker and they beat the Twins. Aaron Judge single-handedly beat the Twins. By the way,
they're 6 games. What do you mean, dude? IKF had a grand slam.
He won one game for them.
IKF hit a ball down the left field line for a home run that was apparently the longest home run of his career.
That's so stupid. So stupid. They're not a playoff team without Aaron Judge. I can think of 3 instances where Aaron Judge walked them off on his own. Did it to the Jays. They would not have won that game without Aaron Judge.
Remember that.
The Jordan Romano game? I remember it specifically. It hurt a lot. If the Yankees don't have Aaron Judge, they're not a playoff team.
Okay. You know what? I'm saying this as a person that thinks Aaron Judge is going to stay with the Yankees, and I don't feel like
I don't think he will.
I want him to. No, don't get me wrong. I want him to fucking leave. Go to the Mets. If you go, Aaron Judge, I will buy an Aaron Judge jersey if he goes to the Mets. I will be the biggest Aaron Judge fan in the world if he goes to the Mets.
I want him to leave the Yankees and just don't go to the Orioles. I will be one of Aaron Judge's biggest fans if he leaves.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He's such a great guy. He's a good baseball player.
Aaron Judge goes to the Angels. Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, and Shohei Ohtani.
No. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, I don't want Aaron Judge to waste away.
No, exactly. Mike Trout needs to leave.
Yeah.
Shohei needs to leave.
But
Judge does not need to go there. Judge, if he was going back to the Yankees, he would have signed already.
Yeah.
That's my thought process.
As we're talking about great things that are happening, I feel like it's we always need to shed a light on something not so great. And the AL goddamn Central.
Not good.
The most mid division in baseball
Not
history,
good.
I think.
They're the best team in the division. Technically, shouldn't even be a playoff team.
Let's see. The Guardians are 1 game back of the Orioles in the AL standings, but are currently occupying the number 3 playoff seed because they lead the awful AL Central, while the Orioles are 4.5 games back out of a playoff spot.
I hate divisions in every sport. I think it's so stupid.
The Blue Jays have, I think, 8 more wins than the Guardians.
Yeah, they're bad.
The White Sox. I'm a White Sox fan. The White Sox are 500, and they're 2 games back of the playoff spot.
Yeah, I know. It's so bad. I don't even know. You got to get rid on the balanced schedule next year. You got to get rid of this division garbage.
Oh,
dude, I think you got to reseed things.
I'm not even joking when I say I think because of the balanced schedule, the winner of the AL Central will have like 80 wins.
Yeah. It's there's gonna be a lot of AL East teams doing damage.
Like, because I don't think I don't think the White Sox are gonna have another down season.
I think they get a little better than what they were this year.
Like,
this is weird.
Yeah, because I mean the White Sox are just bitten by injuries, terrifyingly bad. Like the Twins are the Twins. Like
Twins are the Twins. They were always beating
the Twins. I think Correa's gone from the Twins, so like the Guardians play a shit brand of baseball. Like
it's just ugly.
Plus, I finally blew a save.
I'm so excited for the Twins to win the World Series, though. Somehow,
not if they play the Yankees.
Yeah, they'll find a way.
The Twins did you know the Twins are 2-24 in Yankee Stadium since 2015?
Yeah, they're not good.
But
that's not the point here, man. The point is baseball's stupid, and one of these AL Central teams are gonna win the World Series.
I will laugh my way to the bank when the White Sox win the AL Central at
and somehow win the World Series
at 82 wins and make it, at the very least make the ALCS and beat us.
Like, don't tell me that the Guardians can't accidentally win the World Series with that bullpen. They almost did it before. Granted, they had Lindor. Rajai Davis.
Santana. Blue Jays legend Rajai Davis.
He had a huge home run in that series, too.
Yeah, like Jason Kipnis. But you had guys like Brandon Geyer.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I mean. This is the same idea. I think their lineup might be better than what that team was. Arguably. It's not. It's close. It's really close.
I mean,
their bullpen's disgusting, though. That's all it takes.
Karinchak, Clase.
That's all you need.
Morgan.
That's all you need.
Yeah, and just not for your pitchers to.
And just hope you don't have to play in Toronto.
Yeah, just hope you don't have to. Your pitcher doesn't break his hand.
Oh,
again.
Don't play with drones.
No, did you not hear what happened to Zach Plesac?
Oh no, what did he do?
This was like a week ago. So he gave up a home run. And like he turns around, punches the floor, breaks his finger.
Oh, dumbass!
Like Zach Plesac, also the same guy that got in shit with Mike Clevenger a couple years ago because the whole COVID thing during the 2020 season.
That was fair though. I think what Clev did was brutal.
Yeah, it's not great, but okay, fine. We just had to talk about one mid thing. You know, it's not mid. Albert Pujols. He hit 5.
He's middle aged.
He's middle aged, but like he's not mid.
I don't really have much to say. We've said it enough. This guy's doing the fucking thing.
He better do the thing, man.
695. Like, he's one back of A-Rod now.
Yeah, he's one back of A-Rod. Did you hear the home run call for 695?
Oh, it was electric.
Oh my god.
Electric.
But also I found out on Baseball is Dead. Thank you, Barry Travis, that Albert was smiling while he was rounding the bases. It's because he was in the cages knowing that he was going to pinch hit. The radio guy for the Cardinals, don't know his name. So he was like, I'm honored because I'm going to be able to call Albert Pujols' last at bat against the Cubs. Albert heard that.
He was pumped.
And said, upper tank pop pinch hit home run. Like, dude, Albert, he's doing it in like important spots. He's not doing it in like.
No, it's not even like they're just throwing him because like a little charity work here. Like he's doing the damn thing. He's got 2 game-winning home runs in the last week and a half,
and they're both against the Cubs.
They're both against the Cubs. That's actually
but
like he's doing the damn thing, and he's doing it almost as good as he did in St. Louis before.
Yeah, Albert, just beat A-Rod. I don't even care if you get 700. Just get more than A-Rod.
That A-Rod video was so cringy.
Yeah, A-Rod's
The big ass cigar, like
big ass cigar
just takes
gets the
one,
bat and he's like,
just puts it down too. Never picks it back up.
I might have to come back.
Why do you have to make this all about you, dude?
Shut up.
Not like people are starting to like him more now as an analyst than they did as a player. People hated you as a player, dude.
Yeah, dude. A-Rod just A-Rod made everything about himself. He tried to make the Fernando Tatis Jr. thing about himself. Like he's like, I wish the kids would learn from me and my stupidity. And I'm like, true, but
well, that's fair. You know you fucked up.
It's fair, but like, dude,
it's not about you. Exactly. Like this does not, even the Albert Pujols race does not concern you. He's not chasing you. He's chasing 700.
Yeah. Go sit on your ESPN broadcast with equally cringy and shit Michael K. Like,
yeah. It's just bad, man. I don't know. Like, it's just so stupid. Like, why do you have to make that video? I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Where are we here?
Yeah, I think we got pretty much everything. But is there anything?
Yeah, I think so. Right?
Is there anything that we missed? Like,
no, I think we got pretty much everything.
Did the Yankees put DJ LeMahieu on the IL? Hold up.
Oh no. Where do you think we finish in this whole race? Do you take one guess?
Where I want to finish, or where I think?
Now, where you think we're going to finish? Because I want to finish first in the AL East. I don't care. That's where I'm gunning. Where I
want to finish is okay. Where I would love to finish, just for the shit talkery and shit housery, is first in the AL East, obviously.
Absolutely, and it's a possibility. It's not likely, but it's a possibility.
But if I'm being realistic and want the Blue Jays to go the farthest in the playoffs, right where they are right now.
You want them to play the Guardians.
I want them to play whoever wins that shit AL Central.
I want home games.
And then as it sits, like, yeah, we want home games, obviously.
Absolutely want home games.
As it sits, they would play the Guardians. When they beat the Guardians, they would play the Yankees in the ALDS.
Yeah, I know. That'd be fun. I'm here for that.
You tell me that's not an easier road than either the Mariners or the Rays and then the Astros.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I don't really disagree.
I'm sacrificing home games for the easiest possible road to the World Series.
Fine.
Because
to be the best, you got to beat the best.
No, but here's what I'm saying. I would much rather meet Ric Flair. I would much rather meet the Astros in the ALCS than the DS.
I just want to beat them wherever they are.
You don't, Brant.
I want to have that confidence.
I want more, Brant. Do you want
more games? Yeah, obviously you want to get a little deeper, but like
15 Blue Jays games or 8 Blue Jays games, Brant?
I want 2 games at the Rogers Center in a wild card series that I don't have to worry about. I don't want to go to Cleveland and play a team that we struggle with. I want to come to Toronto, and beat the shit out of the Rays or the Mariners.
Just why I don't want the Guardians to win the division. I would love the White Sox to win that division because I know we could beat the White Sox.
Yeah,
like
you're right. The Twins give us fits too, though.
The Twins. Yeah.
I want home games. I want them to push for that first wild card spot, and I think we can handle Seattle, especially in Toronto, where Robbie Ray's not going to show up. Like Luis Castillo and then Logan Gilbert, fine.
Yeah, and
win one of them. That's all you got to do.
Luis Castillo found out as hittable because it started yesterday. He pitched against the White Sox, 7 straight strikeouts to start the game, which is tied for an AL record, and then proceeded to give up, I think, 4 or 5 earned runs.
Yeah,
like
they're beatable, man. I think they're good, but they're beatable. I put our rotation up against the first 3 of our rotation. I put up against their 2-3 because Robbie's not going to be there. I don't know, man. I would rather play them. And then the Rays, obviously the Rays are annoying.
They're getting McClanahan back.
Are they?
They could get Wander Franco back within like the next.
He had another setback. I don't know if it actually set him back majorly, but he left the game with a sore hand or something. It was like 2-3 days ago.
Did you also know who's coming back for them? Who just had a rehab outing in Durham?
What's his name? We shit kick him.
That doesn't matter.
I do not fear Tyler Glasnow.
I'm gonna fear Tyler Glasnow simply for the fact
there's never been a time where the Jays have been bad against Tyler Glasnow.
Brant, I don't care. It's the fucking Rays, man.
Fear Tyler.
I don't need the Rays to get more people that are good.
I don't fear a Tyler Glasnow that hasn't pitched since last year.
Very true, but he's still pumping 98, man.
Fine, it goes over the wall just as far. Fine. The harder it comes in, the harder it goes out.
Fine.
I don't feel like Tyler Glasnow is not the reason I'm worried about the Rays. Their bullpen worries me. And the fact that they just scrap out wins scares me. Tyler Glasnow does not scare me. Now watch as he cooks us. I think realistically they're going to be battling in that 1-2-3 spot of the wild card thing. I don't see them pushing for that division.
Yeah. So an update on Wander Frank. He's in New York right now. He'll be back tomorrow.
Is he?
Yeah, he'll be back.
So then the sore hand thing didn't do anything because he left the game literally 3 days ago. It's weird.
Probably just got hit in the hand and it was just like, I'm not testing this. Yeah. So,
he hasn't been healthy. I'm not scared. I'll take the Rays. I don't want to play the Rays. I'd rather play the Mariners, but I don't fear the Rays the way I used to.
I would play the Rays at I don't know what who would you prefer to play at the Rogers Center, the Rays or the Mariners? Not even counting the vaccination stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, both of them are missing a lot of guys.
Yeah, not even counting the vaccination.
A lot of key guys. Just assuming Robbie Ray comes with them, and the entire bullpen comes with the Rays
in a make-believe world
in 2018, but with these same rosters.
Yes. Yes, Robbie Ray will be there, and the bullpen guys for the Rays will be there. Who would you rather play at the Rogers Center?
I still think the Mariners.
I'm saying the Rays. Okay, well, I should probably caveat this by saying if you had to say in a hypothetical situation, you had to play both teams. You had to play both the Mariners and the Rays.
Okay.
You play one on the road. You have to play the other at home. Who are you picking?
Oh, who am I taking? I'm not playing in the Trop.
Thank you. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I would much rather play the Rays at home than I play the Mariners at
I don't care where we play the Mariners. I think it's the same matchup. I don't want to play them
because the fans will be there for the Blue Jays. But the Trop is a goddamn hellhole, especially for the Blue Jays.
Yeah. So Robbie Ray's a lefty. Obviously, I'm not fearing a lot of lefties. Even say they're fully healthy. I'm not afraid of Robbie Ray as much.
Yeah.
I know what Robbie Ray can do. I don't know if Luis Castillo's ever faced the Blue Jays.
No, he did
one outing this year.
He did in Toronto. It was that 3-game series when they came here.
How did that one go?
I think we won that game, but it was like a 2-1 game. He was pretty good.
Okay, so Luis Castillo hurts. Logan Gilbert. Have we hit Logan Gilbert?
We've played Logan Gilbert. I think the last time we played him. We played him twice. I think it was one during that 4-game sweep, and then the one at Rogers Center. It was
I don't know, man. It's just either one. I just want to play at home. I don't care.
I just want to win.
That like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, the atmosphere at the Rogers Center is ridiculous.
The atmosphere is crazy, especially when
I don't want to go to the Trop and play in front of 600 people. It sucks. I mean, Seattle is a bit of a home.
Those 600 people would be Blue Jays fans.
You're right. Same with Seattle. We get it. That would be a fun playoff series, I think. Fans wise. Yeah. There's no home field advantage, I don't think. It's not as bad.
Just go out and play.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But the Mariners, that also insane. The Mariners apparently have one of the most pitcher friendly ballparks. In the league still somehow.
Yeah, it's stupid. Oh, I want to talk about the Orioles again.
Oh, you're talking about the wall?
I hate that wall.
Bro, we all shit on Whit Merrifield. But Whit Merrifield hit a 395-foot,
it was the back half of the warning track.
Matt Chapman's unlucky streak returned because in the one game he had
2 of them.
He should have had 2 home runs.
2 balls that would have been a home run at most places. One was 29 of 30. It would have been a home run.
I think the other one was 18.
Yeah. I hate it. That is the dumbest looking thing. It doesn't look good. It doesn't play good.
Yeah, and then it also doesn't look good when contrasting with the right field wall. It's also 20 feet high.
So dumb. I would rather play 162 games at Yankee Stadium than what the hell is that one called?
The Tigers?
Camden.
Oh,
I couldn't think of the name of it.
I was gonna say the Tigers is Comerica.
No, Comerica. That's what I said. Comerica. That's not right. I'd rather play 162 at Yankee Stadium than Camden.
Yes, because at least
at least that they didn't change it so that we're getting too many homers hit against us. Let's back this thing up 30 feet. They're just it is what it is. Hit it. I don't know. It's frustrating. We good? I think.
Yeah, this was an eventful episode.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bryan Baker for joining us.
Thank you to the Baltimore Orioles for giving us a lot to yell about.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Blue Jays for getting good. Hey, the Blue Jays.
Season high, 16 games over 500.
Right, buddy. Their fate lies in their own hands.
Yes.
They got a lot of games against the Rays. They got a lot of games against the Orioles, and that's the only two teams I'm really worried. They got 3 more against the Yankees.
Yeah, magic number is 22.
22. There's still a shot they win that. They can get that division spot. Currently, what, 6 games back of the Yankees? 3 to play against them. I think it's only 6.
Something like that.
They're close-ish to the Yankees. They've got 3 more against them. Win your series and let's go to the playoffs.
Yes.
Pretty simple. Thanks for listening. You can find everything linked in the description below, where to find us, where to follow us. Thanks for supporting us so far. It's been a blast. We will catch you next week. Hopefully, we're way more locked into a playoff spot.
Yes. Fuck the Orioles. Fuck them
Pigeons. Yes, you're correct. Cheers.